lost a lot of free throws that would have won us the game. It's okay though. I love you, Caitlin, so much. I would die for you. I love you.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back with another video, and I've got to be real with you. This one hurts. There are a lot of people to blame for this loss, and we can't just sweep it under the rug. For this one, we've got to head straight to Indy and break it down. Let's get it. Here's what went down. The game was neck and neck for a while, both teams trading blows. But then out of nowhere, the Las Vegas Aces hit the gas and never looked back. From that point on, the Indiana Fever simply couldn't keep up. And let's be honest, when you can't hit free throws to save your life, you're asking for trouble. Now, for everyone blaming the refs or pushing some conspiracy, let's look at the facts. The Fever actually got more calls than Vegas. With 30 seconds left in the fourth, the game was already decided, but the box score told the truth. Indiana had 21 free throw attempts and made only 13. That's 8 points wasted. You can't leave that many points at the line in a playoff game. You just can't. Kelsey Mitchell, man, she couldn't buy a free throw tonight. That's shocking because she's usually steady. But tonight, brutal. Honestly, it makes you wonder, what's Stephanie White drilling in practice? Are they even working on free throws? This is basic basketball. You learn this in high school. In the WNBA, you're expected to step up in these moments. From the field, Indiana wasn't much better. 25 for 72, barely over 34%. From three, even worse, just 7 for 23. That's not going to cut it, not against a defending champion like the Aces. And here's the crazy part. Indiana actually won the rebounding battle. They grabbed 39 boards to Vegas's 34, including 16 offensive rebounds. That gave them plenty of second chances, but they couldn't capitalize. That's the definition of wasted opportunities. It's rare, really rare, to see a team win the rebound war and still lose, but here we are. The Fever were in this game through 3 quarters. But in the fourth, everything unraveled. And let's set the record straight. This wasn't about the refs. At one point, Indiana had already taken 20 free throws, while the Aces had just 6. Vegas only caught up late, because Indiana started fouling intentionally. So no, the refs weren't the problem. The problem was execution. Indiana choked at the line, missed open shots, and failed to deliver when it mattered most. That's why they lost. Final score, 84-72. A tough, ugly game, and it's going to sting for a while. But credit where it's due. Lexie Hull absolutely showed up tonight. Her defense was locked in, and she played with heart. Lexie Hull was the lone bright spot. She had 2 monster blocks, grabbed a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds, and shot efficiently 6 of 10 from the field. That's how you step up when your team needs you. But outside of Hull, the rest of the roster was rough. Kelsey Mitchell? Sure, she finished with 21 points, but it took her 26 shots to get there. That's not efficiency. That's not leadership. That's just jacking up shots until a few fall. She caught a little rhythm late, but for most of the night, she was ice cold. And then we got to talk about Aaliyah Boston. This one's tough, but she was flat out bad. She's been in a slump for a while now. People keep hyping her defense and her battles with Aya Wilson, but offensively, she has been terrible. Tonight, 5 of 16 from the floor, just 12 points. And I don't care how many rebounds you grab. If you're supposed to be the second best player on this team when Caitlin Clark isn't out there, you can't keep putting up 8, 10, 12-point nights. That's not superstar production. That's not even all-star production. Odyssey Sims? 0, 4, 7, and 18 minutes. Honestly, 17 minutes too long. She gave you just 2 points. Natasha Howard? I don't even know what's going on there. She was brought in to be an offensive force, one of the big off-season moves. And yet she's been invisible. At this point, she's given them nothing. This team is shorthanded offensively, and the players who are supposed to step up simply aren't doing it. And here's the worst part. They lost by double digits in a game where Aya Wilson was flat out inefficient. She went 6 of 20 from the field. 6 of 20. You're supposed to win that game. You're supposed to take advantage when the MVP has an off night. Instead, Indiana laid down a home. You cannot lose to the Aces in Indiana under those circumstances. That's inexcusable. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Aces had players step up. De'Erica Hamby? Correction if needed, since NaLyssa Smith isn't an ace. Whoever was, they cooked the Fever again, 4 blocks, 16 points on 8 of 13 shooting. Jackie Young? Lights out. 9 of 14, 25 points. That's what stars do. They step up when their MVP is struggling. Indiana didn't have that tonight. Outside of Hull's hustle, it was ugly basketball. That's why they got schooled. Plain and simple. Ugly game, folks. Straight up ugly. Back-to-back stinkers. And honestly, I don't even know what else to say at this point. This team isn't doing enough on either end, but especially on offense. Let me drop a stat that blows my mind. The Fever didn't score 20 points in 3 out of 4 quarters. That's right. 3 quarters under 20 points. As the kids say, that's nasty. Diabolical work. Absolutely unacceptable for a professional team in the playoffs. And every time I bring this up, people want to throw Stephanie White's defense in my face. Sure, the defense is fine, but how about some offense? How about some actual movement and execution? Because I continue to not be impressed by anything Stephanie White is doing on that end of the floor. It is what it is. Next game is Sunday, and it's simple. Win or go home. No excuses. The season's on the line, and the pressure is about to get real heavy in Indy. You let a role player like NaLyssa Smith, someone you already moved on from, come back and haunt you not once, but twice in this series. 2 straight playoff games where she's cooking you. Where's Stephanie White's so-called defense on her? I mean, seriously, how are they letting that happen? And let's keep it real. If Caitlin Clark were out there, Indiana would already have this series locked up. That's the truth. Now, here's where I gotta step into my little conspiracy bag. Y'all know me. I'm just connecting the dots. But I'm starting to believe Stephanie White doesn't want Caitlin Clark back this season. Think about it. What's the one thing that changes if Caitlin returns? The entire offense. Everything they're running now would have to be adjusted around her. And I think White may have gone to front office and said, hey, we're winning without Caitlin. The system is working. If we bring her back, we'll have to change everything, and we might start losing. Honestly, that's the only explanation that makes sense. Because there is no way you hold back a generational player in a must-win playoff series, unless someone up top has convinced you the team is better off without her. But here's the problem. Without Caitlin Clark, this team has no offense. 0. None. And if they don't figure out by Sunday, the season is over. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Am I tripping, or am I right about this whole Caitlin Clark, Stephanie White situation? Keep those bells on, folks.
It's that close game late in the third, and then you guys really stalled on the offense. And what did you see that they were doing, or you guys were not doing well enough to keep up this point in the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we got a lot of good shots. Didn't make a lot of them. You know, we missed some opportunities at the free throw line, and then we got a little stagnant. You know, we were still in a good spot because we were getting stops until about middle of the fourth, and they went on that run. But look, I thought our energy was good. I thought our competitive spirit was good. At the end of the day, you know, you just look at the field goal mix and the free throw mix, and you know, it's a.
So why do you think? Why do you think NaLyssa Smith has been able to have so much success these last couple of games?
She's been physical. You know, she's done a good job of really imposing her will, of being physical in her matchup, attacking the paint, you know, being aggressive.
Steph, you made a reference pre-game to baseball about just hitting singles instead of hitting home runs. Did you feel like in this game that you guys did a good job of hitting singles?
I thought we had a lot of good opportunities.
So start not having as big of lead.
It did. You know, our offensive glass, they're not guarding, you know, like 2 people on the floor, so we can run free. I felt like we didn't have a sense of urgency once we got it. We've either got to go back up with it strong, or we got to get it out and we got to attack while they're in rotation. And I felt like at times we got it out and we just held it and we let them recover back. So I didn't feel like we had as much aggressiveness or sense of urgency once we got the extra possession. So that was, it's a different ballgame, and you know, Vegas is who they are for a reason. But I felt good about where we were, and you know, we just got to make a little more shots.
Kelsey, what are they doing walling off the paint that is making it harder for you guys to get in there, and how can you guys adjust to either get to the basket or create better shots in that environment?
I have a big presence, obviously, with ACES Wilson and NaLyssa Smith in there, so all about making the right read. Steve Nash in the ball out, I'm trying to find the next one, but I definitely want to remain aggressive. Unfortunately, it didn't really fall my way shot-wise, but the goal is to always get there and create for others.
Definitely a missed opportunity, and look, Asia's got to find hers. There's no doubt about it. They have 5 Olympians on their team, so you got to play them all honest. At the end of the day, I felt like tonight was a lot more about our shot making.
Lexie, what are some of the difficulties that Young presents in terms of, you guys did a really good job defensively, as you said, on Asia, and then Jackie was able
to make sure, a loss like this isn't too deflating, that you come out ready to go for Sunday?
Our coach said it great for me. I needed to hear it. You only can be emotional about it for the rest of the night. I know I'm always hard on myself, so it's going to be pretty emotional for me, but after today, we turned the page.
Opportunities. I felt like we had more open shots in this ball game than we did in the last one. I felt like our ball movement was better. Our ability to attack and make reads was better. We got to the free throw line. It was really good. They just didn't go in. So I did feel like we got a lot of really good opportunities. We had some breakdowns at times defensively, but we went through stretches where we really gave ourselves a chance on the defensive end.
Steph, what were you proud of with the offensive rebounds, which was significant, but then on the other side, did it feel like maybe a missed opportunity with Asia Wilson getting off to us?
to get her points?
Yeah, she's a strong guard. I think she does a really great job of using her screeners, using Asia, using NaLyssa, and we end up trailing on that. So that's going to be a big focus on me, on whoever's guarding her next game, is trying to blow those up so she doesn't get as easy of straight line drives to the basket.
Kelsey, what's the biggest thing you guys need to do?
Look forward to tomorrow and stacking the day and getting the reps that you need to get to be successful on Sunday.
Lexie, you have done the most offensive foul in the W this year, including the playoff. How are you able to do that?
I'm just trying to defend as hard as I can, and there's only certain screens you're allowed to set.